God's not holding out on you. He hears you. He hears your prayers. But let's talk about when we feel like we are stuck at that same level in our business, no matter how hard we push. What if it's not because God's holding out on you? Because He hears you, my friend. Maybe He's protecting you. So let's talk about why God hasn't given you that next level yet. Stewardship is the careful and responsible management of something that belongs to someone else. Years back, when I worked full time, I would always keep the same number of clients no matter what. If I wanted to add a fourth one, then I would add the fourth one and then one would drop off. I would see my clients in the evening and I was using my talents, but was thinking that it was basically all on my own. Like, look at what I've done. When I celebrated wins, I celebrated me. But here's what would happen by Thursday night. I was working full time during the day. By the Thursday evening, I was the moody mom. I wasn't being a good wife. I wasn't being a good mother. I was working all the time. I wasn't resting on the Sabbath even because the weekends were a time to catch up and try to grow the business so that I could hopefully one day quit my job. On top of all that, I wasn't managing the money like a CFO. I was managing it like someone who had a full time job and then did something on the side with a hobby. And God, in all His mercy, would say to me, no matter how much I prayed, Angela, I love you, but if I give you more right now, it will be too much. It's kind of like the parable of the talents, too, the guys. It's what I think of when I think about this. I think about it all the time. The first guy's given 5 talents and he doubled it to 10. And he says, well done, good and faithful servant. I'm going to give you more things to be in charge of. The servant with 2 talents doubled it to 4. Well done, good and faithful servant. And he's going to put him in more charge of more things. But the third one buried his talents, and it made the master angry. He was disobedient. He was fearful. I think about that with what I went through at the time because I was treading water, just trying to keep my head above it. And the things that were most important to God, my family, my faith, those things were being pushed to the side so that I could pursue money. And that's the problem. If we are not being stewards of our time, like giving God our first fruits, are we worshiping Him? Are we in time in prayer? Are we taking time for the Sabbath? If we are not giving God our talents, if we're not using our gifts for our family or for bearing them out of fear, we're not showing up to things, or even our treasure. If we are generous, are you generous with what He's given you, or are you treating it like it's yours and you can do with it as you please, right? Like there's different, are you wasting it? Because here's the thing, when He loves us, He is not going to give us more than we can handle. Why would a loving God give us more clients than the 3 or 4 or 5 that we already have if it's going to overwhelm us, if it's going to cause us to ignore our family, if it's going to cause us to not be resting on the Sabbath? A loving God is not going to do that. If He knows you're going to if you knows you're already mismanaging He's giving you, He's not going to pile it on, right? The delay is not rejection, friend. It's preparation. God is growing you into being the woman who can steward more without costing you your peace, without costing your family, without sacrificing your faith. So how do we become the woman who can steward more? This is what we're going to talk about. Number one is awareness. Awareness is half the battle, my friend. So here's what you have to do. You have to ask the Holy Spirit to show you the areas you need to work on where you are not ready to steward that God-sized calling that you have. Maybe it's your time. Maybe it's your time with Him. Maybe it's your family, your rhythms. Maybe it's how you're treating your money. Maybe it's how you're using your gifts. You have to ask Him. And when you do, He will show you. The second one is alignment. Alignment is where we bring those areas that we are struggling with to prayer. We surrender them back to God. And we remember stewardship is discipleship. It's not about perfection, it's about being obedient. And we bring that to our daily task, our daily things we do, and we just get ourselves back in line with God, surrendering it all to Him. And 3 is action. Action is just taking a faithful step. Maybe that's guarding the Sabbath. Maybe that's scheduling your family time first. Maybe your clients come second. Maybe you're tithing. Maybe you're giving generously. Maybe even if it stretches you, right? Maybe it's about using your talents publicly, even if it scares you. The fourth thing is abundance. Now, this one's God. This one is God. Is not for you to do. That's God's part. When you prove that you're faithful with a little, God is going to entrust you with more. So you have to ask yourself, have you been faithful with what he's given you? And maybe you're thinking, yeah, Angela, I have. I am stewarding my business. I am praying. I'm giving of my money. I manage it well. I am taking care of my family. But here's what I want to invite you to think about. When you're feeling that way, here's what I would tell you. What do you have yet to learn? I know when I thought I was doing it all, I found myself being the God of my business. And I say it with a little g because it was all me. It was all mine. Look at what I did. Look at how hard I'm working. First Peter says, like good stewards of the manifold grace of God, serve one another with whatever gift each of you has received. So the question is, are you serving? Are you loving other people? Are you serving him with everything you have? Are you being a disciple for him? Because then listen to what it says next. Whoever serves must do so with the strength that God supplies, so that God may be glorified in all things through Jesus Christ. To him belongs the glory and the power forever and ever. So are you taking the glory? Maybe you are praying and doing all the things, but are you taking the glory or are you giving it back to him? Are you being the God of your business or are you being the steward of his business? It's not about control, it's about trust. God trusts us to care for what is his. And one day we're going to have to account for that, how we handled all the things. So if you're praying for more but not seeing it, then it's time to pause and it's time to look inward to examine if you are truly ready to be the steward of that God-sized dream that you have on your heart. It is, if not, it is time to grow. Till next time, my friend, remember you will never regret growing your business with God, only leaving him out.